locked in properly. But it's in there improperly, so won't wiggle it around too much.
Thank you very much. That would not have been good, since we've got 3 proclamations. And a public hearing tonight.
It's
Nice.
out for planning and zoning the other night, last week.
Oh, nice. How you doing, Michael Coulter? When you wanna do my carpet?
I was gonna say, as soon as I saw you, I'm like,
I remembered, huh?
I remembered, I thought of you.
says
I had to,
Yeah.
I had to do it, turn it off and turn it back on again. Go ahead, Sherry.
Regular
Yep, buddy.
meeting of Washington, Missouri City Council, Monday, April 15th, 2024, 7 p.m. Bear?
Here.
Briggs?
Here.
Coulter?
Here.
Heidrich?
Here.
Holtmeyer?
Here.
Patke?
Here.
Reed? Wessels?
Here.
Please rise for Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Will all the council members answer if they have or have not read the minutes of the council meeting dated April 1st, 2024? Bear?
Yes.
Briggs?
Yes.
Coulter?
Yes.
Heidrich?
Aye.
Holtmeyer?
Aye.
Patke?
Yes.
Reed? Wessels?
Aye.
Need a motion.
Second made.
Motion by Patke, second by Holtmeyer. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Approval and adjustment of agenda?
Motion to approve. Second.
Motion again by Patke, second by Reed. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And that passes.
Citizens' comments?
Would anyone in the audience like to come up and make comments at this time? Okay, thank you.
Unfinished business, certification of April 2nd, 2024 election results by the verification board. Just need a motion to approve.
Okay.
I make a motion.
Motion by Holtmeyer. I missed a second over here, you guys. Second by Heidrich. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, it's accepted into the minutes.
Council comments?
Was that, I think it was with those results, I'm not sure, somewhere in the voting results, they had a category, I wasn't clear what that meant. Oh, here it is. Undervote, what is that?
Seen the same thing.
That's a no vote.
Yeah, I think that's, my understanding is that's when
No vote.
somebody doesn't vote for any candidate for that particular office, they just skip that one.
Oh, okay. So there was a ballot, but that one wasn't.
Maybe they voted for 2 or 3 other issues, but didn't vote.
Left that blank.
Right.
Mr. Biontech got a little bit.
Oh, yeah,
There you go.
that's discouraging.
Need a motion to adjourn, please.
Okay.
So move. Second.
Motion by Wessels, second by Briggs to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Right into the next one.
Yep. Go ahead, Sherry, whenever you're ready.
Special meeting of Washington, Missouri City Council, Monday, April 15th, 2024, 7:03 p.m. Bear?
Still here.
Briggs?
Here.
Coulter?
Here.
Heidrich?
Here.
Holtmeyer?
Here.
Patke?
Here.
Reed?
You bet.
Wessels?
Yeah.
Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Calisthenics.
Approval and adjustment of agenda. Oh, I'm sorry, we need to swear in y'all.
That's right.
Take City Attorney Mark Piantek first.
Tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but, oh no, that's not.
Let's do it. Can I do the other 4 all at once?
Yeah.
Raise your right hand. Mark. You solemnly swear to tell.
I, Mark, you have to repeat after me. I, Mark C. Piantek, do solemnly swear and affirm I possess all the qualifications prescribed by law for the office of city attorney, that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the state of Missouri, the provisions of all the laws of the state affecting cities of the third class and ordinances of the city of Washington, and faithfully demean myself in office so help me God.
ahead, big boy. Thank you. Congratulations, you too.
Yes, please. Yes. So go by ward. I want one.
You learn how to count.
This will be fun.
Can these guys count?
There we go.
Who's on first?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Let me know when you're done. Okay. All right, please raise your right hand. No, you're not. Please raise your right hand. You don't have to repeat after me, but at the end, just say, I do. So I, Alan Blair, Mark Heidrich, Chad Briggs, and Mike Coulter, do solemnly swear or affirm that I possess all the qualifications prescribed by law for the office of Council Ward 1, Council Ward 2, Council Ward 3, and Council Ward 4, that I will support the Constitution of the United States of the State of Missouri, provisions of all the laws of the state affecting cities of the third class, and the ordinances of the city of Washington, faithfully to me, myself, and office so help me God. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Come over here, and then sign. Congratulations.
You guys officially just married Sherry. Again.
Good job. They couldn't count. Congratulations.
Congrats to the 5 of you guys. And again, thanks for stepping up to the plate. Ready?
Approval and adjustment of agenda, including consent agenda. You've got the final payment request, auditorium tuck pointing and masonry work, and we are going to table item 7B.
So the change order on the brick, do we know what that was on this final payment? Sorry, Wayne.
It was, on the northeast side, there was a lot of cracking. There was almost like cracks all the way down the side of the building and right on the very corner too, so it was very strange. And then there was also on the northeast corner, up at the very top, makes like a, I don't know, kind of a pillar type thing. And there was several bricks in there. They started taking them bricks out, and then other ones started crumbling, and so we had to get it. I ran it by Darren, and we said just while they're there taking all this stuff out on site, just go ahead and do it all now. So,
Seems like we talked about it at park boards, but I didn't know that came up here, so thank you.
yeah, for final payments, it was part of the capital sales improvement.
Make a motion to approve.
Second it.
Motion by Hopmeyer, second by Coulter to approve the adjustment. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Priority items, election of mayor pro tem.
I will accept nominations.
I'll make a motion, Jeff Packey.
Motion by Briggs for Jeff Patke,
I'll second that.
second by Bear. Any other motions?
I'll make a motion for Joe Holtmeyer.
Motion by Heidrich for Joe Holtmeyer.
Second.
And I heard a second. Okay. Any other motions? Okay, so we have Jeff and Joe both to vote on. How do we do this?
Who
One?
made the second motion for Joe?
Mark Wassels.
Didn't you? I didn't make the.
No, Mark Heidrich
Joe,
made
oh,
it.
seconded for Joe, yes, I'm sorry.
Seconded.
Is there a second for Joe?
Yes, he was the
Mark
second.
did.
Heidrich made the first. I thought that was your question.
Mark.
Thank you. Mark, okay. So then we
Vote on-
them individually?
Yeah, one at a time.
Okay.
So we will go for Jeff first.
Roll call, Sherry, is that correct?
Correct.
Bear?
Yes.
Briggs,
Yes.
Coulter,
Yes.
Heidrich,
Nay.
Holtmeyer,
Yes.
Hacky,
Sure.
Reed,
Yes.
Wessels.
Aye.
There you go.
Okay, by your vote, Jeff, you are the mayor pro tem again. Congrats. All right, shall we do P and Z next?
Yes.
Okay, I'll open the floor for nominations for council member to P and Z.
Your Honor, I'd like to make a motion to nominate Chad Briggs to the Planning and Zoning Commission appointment by the council.
Okay, do I hear a second?
Second.
Okay, motion by Patke, second by Reed for Congressman Briggs, or Councilman Briggs.
Promoted.
Hey, there you go.
Man, you're moving on up.
Other nominations? Hearing none? Do we need to vote?
Roll call.
Okay.
Bear,
Yes.
Briggs,
Yes.
Coulter,
Yes.
Heidrich,
Aye.
Holtmeyer,
Aye.
Hacky,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Wessels.
Aye.
By your vote, Chad, you're the new P and Z commissioner.
Thank you.
Okay.
Still, he's been on there. Yeah.
Where have I been the last year? Sorry. Election of council member to 353. I'll accept motions for 353.
I will nominate Al Bear.
Second.
Okay, motion by Coulter, second by Patke for Al Bear. Do I hear any other motions? Okay, go ahead, Sherry.
Bear,
Yes.
Briggs,
Yes.
Coulter,
Yes.
Heidrich,
Aye.
Holtmeyer,
Aye.
Hacky,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Wessels.
Aye.
By your vote, Councilman Bear is again on 353. Election of Board of Health.
Your Honor, I'd like to nominate Councilmember Bear, Councilmember Heidrich, Councilmember Briggs, and Councilmember Coulter to the Board of Health.
Boy.
Okay. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Holtmeyer, first by Patke, to nominate the 4 newest or recently elected members to the Board of Health. Do I have any other nominations? Okay. Go ahead, Sherry.
Bear,
Yes.
Briggs,
Yes.
Coulter,
Yes.
Heidrich,
Aye.
Holtmeyer,
Aye.
Hacky,
Aye.
Reed,
You bet.
Wessels.
Aye.
Okay. So Mike, Chad, Mark, and Al are newly elected members of the Board of Health. So, and that is the priority items. Okay. Next, please.
Mayor's presentations, appointments, and reappointments, proclamation, Arbor Day.
Coming, you guys. Welcome, you guys. Okay, Mayor's Proclamation, City of Washington, Missouri. Arbor Day. Whereas in 1872, J. Sterling Morton proposed to the Nebraska Board of Agriculture that a special day be set aside for the planting of trees. And whereas this holiday called Arbor Day was first observed with the planting of more than 1 million trees in Nebraska. And whereas Arbor Day is now observed throughout the nation and the world, and whereas the Tree City USA program sponsored by the National Arbor Day Foundation provides direction, technical assistance, public attention, and national recognition for urban and community forestry programs in thousands of towns and cities that more than 93 million Americans call home. Whereas the city of Washington has been a tree city for the past 19 years, and whereas trees can reduce the erosion of our precious topsoil by wind and water, cut heating and cooling costs, moderate the temperature, clean the air, produce oxygen, and provide habitat for wildlife. And whereas trees are a renewable resource, giving us paper, wood for our homes, fuel for our fires, and countless other wood products. And whereas trees in our city increase property values, enhance the economic vitality of business areas, and beautify our community. And whereas trees, wherever they are planted, are a source of joy and spiritual renewal. Now therefore, I, James D. Hagedorn, Mayor of the City of Washington, do hereby proclaim April 20th, 2024 as Arbor Day in the City of Washington, and urge all our citizens to support efforts to protect our trees, woodlands, and to support our city's urban forestry program by planting trees to gladden the heart and promote the well-being of present and future generations. Thank you, fellas.
Proclamation, National Day of Prayer.
Is anyone here would like to come up to receive the proclamation? Okay. National Day of Prayer. Whereas throughout history, Americans have faced trials and triumphs and have responded in prayer, seeking courage and comfort, inspiration and joy-filled celebration, faith compels us to seek and cling to the light in times of darkness and spread light to those in need. And whereas from the first gatherings of our founding fathers, elected officials have prayed and entreated those who serve and they serve and represent to join them in prayer, including the authors of our Declaration of Independence, wrote that they, the representatives of the United States of America in General Congress, assembled, appealing to the Supreme Judge of the world, and carried on to the present day in presidential proclamations, such as last year's invitation to join him in asking God's continuing guidance, mercy, and protection. And whereas a National Day of Prayer has been part of our heritage since it was declared by the First Continental Congress in 1775, and public law established in the United States of Congress in 1952, approved by a joint resolution and amended by Congress and President Reagan with Public Law 100-307 in 1988, affirming that it is essential for us as a nation to pray, and directs the President of the United States to set aside and proclaim the first Thursday of May annually as the National Day of Prayer. And whereas our state and across America, the observance of National Day of Prayer will be held on Thursday, May 2nd, 2024, with the theme, Lift Up the World, Light Up the World. And whereas every first Thursday of the National Day of Prayer, neighbors come together to join their hearts and voices in reading sacred scriptures and attending services to seek God for the city and country where they live, work, learn, worship, service, and desire all to thrive. Now, therefore, I, James D. Hagedorn, Mayor of the City of Washington, do hereby proclaim May 2nd, 2024 as National Day of Prayer throughout the City of Washington, and I commend the observance to all our citizens.
Proclamation, National Public Safety Telecommuter Week.
Thanks for coming, you guys. Thanks, Jen. National Public Safety Telecommunicators Week, April 14th through 20th, 2024. Whereas emergencies can occur at any time that require police, fire, or emergency medical services, and whereas when an emergency occurs, the prompt response of police officers, firefighters, and paramedics is critical to the protection of life and preservation of property, and whereas the safety of our police officers and firefighters is dependent upon the quality and accuracy of information obtained from citizens who telephone the Washington Communications Center, And whereas public safety telecommunicators are the first and most critical contact our citizens have with emergency services and are the single vital link to our police officers and firefighters by monitoring their activities by radio, providing them information, and ensuring their safety. And whereas public safety telecommunicators in the city of Washington have contributed substantially to the apprehension of criminals, suppression of fires, and treatment of patients. And whereas each dispatcher has exhibited compassion, understanding, and professionalism during the performance of their job in the past year. Now, therefore, I, James D. Hagedorn, Mayor of the City of Washington, Missouri, do hereby proclaim April 14th through the 20th, 2024 as Telecommunicators Week in the City of Washington, Franklin County, Missouri, in honor of the men and women whose diligence and professionalism keep our citizens and our city safe.
Thank you, guys.
Planning and zoning, reappointment.
Okay, dear council members, I herewith submit for your approval the following for reappointment to the Planning and Zoning Commission. Chuck Watson, term ending April 2028.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Motion by Hydrich, second by Briggs. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, guys.
Police department, reappointment.
Good evening, council. I'd like to present Officer Daniel Day for reappointment. He's done a great job for us and continues to do so.
Make a motion.
Motion by Patke, second by Coulter. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion is approved.
Thank you.
Treasurer, collector, deputy treasurer, assessor, reappointments.
Okay, dear council members, I herewith submit for your approval the following names for reappointment. Sherry Claycamp, treasurer, collector, term ending April 2025. Darren Lamb, deputy treasurer, assessor, term ending April 2025.
Motion. Second.
Motion by Coulter, second by Hydrich. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, guys.
Public hearings, special use permit 331 Olive Street, short-term rental.
So we have a application for a short-term rental. P and Z saw this last week and approved. Short-term. So 331 Olive Street, it's in R2 overlay zoning. You can see the blue star on the property there. There is a buffer in the R2 overlay, but you can see that they're outside of those two short-term rentals on West 3rd Street. Those two are only overlapping because they were grandfathered in before the code changed last year. So they have plenty of parking. You can see the property there in aerial view. They have a driveway, one-car garage, and then there's off-street parking that they can utilize as well. And this is the front of the house, single-family home, and that's more of a side view. You can see the neighborhood there.
Any complaints from the neighbors?
I have not heard anything. Sent out letters before the P and Z meeting 3 weeks in advance, and
According to our newer ordinance, okay, the buffer around that house will be,
150 feet.
okay, so it doesn't matter if that buffer goes into
Right.
another buffer, it's into another house.
Correct.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Because
The
that would,
buffers can overlap,
okay,
just
all right.
can't
Well, the ones
hit
above
another
it are-
property.
and the ones above it are overlapping because they were
Yeah,
prior to.
they were
our-
grandfathered.
Yes.
Right, but this buffer will definitely go into their buffer.
You're just,
Okay, I got
it's the home, it's,
One
or the
bubble-
property itself, if it's within 150 feet.
Other questions? Let's vote, please.
No, it's a public
Public
hearing,
hearing.
gotta open up to the general public.
Okay. Would anyone in the audience like to comment? Go ahead, sir.
Wade Hall, 327 Olive, and we're next door. And I guess our concern is the numbers of people that could occupy, you know, on a rental basis at one time, and, you know, whether or not, you know, others could be invited in, you know, would there be, are there, you know, any restrictions on that sort of thing? You know, our concern, you know, is loud music and a large number of people congregating there. And so I'm just asking for information, you know, on that.
The applicant is here, and she can
Okay,
address those
great.
questions and concerns.
Yeah.
Carl Huxell, and I'm 325 Olive. Like Wade said, our concern is with noise issues. We had a resident there before that just played the radio 24 hours a day. We've made comments, and the city always told us, we're aware of it. We could never get that addressed. It was always told, we're aware of the tenant in the house, we're aware of it. But yet, we heard the radio 12:30, 1:30, 2:30 in the morning. And that is our concern, that if there is issues, is that what we're gonna get from the city and the police department, is that we're aware of it? I mean, or is there restrictions that say that there is quiet hours? And I should have done my research, I should have looked up what the ordinances are and stuff in that regards, but is there situations to where, okay, there is quiet hours after 10 o'clock or what have you? Because, I mean, we've complained before, and that's the only answer that we've got.
Spot on.
That's our biggest concern, is that
I would refer to the chief to go ahead and just,
Yeah,
how we
there-
deal with normal.
Absolutely. So there, regardless of if it's short-term rental or not, there is city ordinance for noise violations. So there's no set hours. If your piece is disturbed, then we can look into that. This is the first I've heard of a complaint from that address. So you, had reports been made to the police department?
we've called the police department at different, I myself called the police department, talked to Sandy Lucy when she was mayor, to try to have it addressed. And that was, the answer that we got was that we're aware of it because the homeowner had some issues mentally, but.
Okay, I'm not familiar, so I will tell you there is ordinance
Radio wouldn't be taken
for that.
away, it was just, we were always told we're aware of it. And we just don't want that same situation to come
Absolutely.
about. If we make a comment or make a phone call, that somebody will be able to come and say, hey, the noise is too much, we need to quiet.
Well, I will assure you the police department will respond and handle it appropriately according to ordinance.
Okay, thank you.
Chief, have we had any responses to the other Airbnbs and
No,
any kind of noise?
not that I can recall.
Thank you.
Yeah, Tom Wilcoxon, 324 Olive Street. That's my main concern as well, is just noise after like 9 o'clock at night. I moved in when the previous resident was there, who played the radio 24 hours a day in the dead of winter, and I just always figured, hey, that can't go on forever, that will stop at some point. But, so I'm sensitive to, to noise, and as long as, this whole thing's done respectfully and, you know, as long as there aren't too many people there, and as long as, you know, things aren't noisy after 9 o'clock, then I'm fine with it. But, you know, if that gets to be a problem, and I know what they were saying, because the previous resident who was playing the radio 24 hours a day, nothing ever seemed to be done about that. And it was loud. I mean, the radio, I mean, my back porch, I couldn't really hear, but every time I went out the front door, it was like, you know, up and down the street, and that never seemed to be addressed. So that's my only concern, is just, you know, if this can be done in a way that it's, you know, say after 9 o'clock, it's, you know, there's no parties and no loud, you know, I mean, occasionally, that's fine, but, you know, if it's a kind of a constant thing, then, you know, I'm gonna be one of those residents who is gonna be complaining a lot, so. That's all I have to say, otherwise I'm fine with it, so. Thank you.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, Caitlin Boyke, applicant for the permit. So I think they raised some good questions about concerns with use of the property, and I want to be clear that the intent is for this to be a high-end rental geared towards family with small children. So we do not anticipate anybody having big parties, nor would that be allowed. You know, we're going to have sort of a code of conduct, and people are going to have to read through that and understand they have to follow local ordinances, they have to be respectful of the neighborhood. But again, we're targeting families with small children that would do better in a single family residence, multiple rooms, single story. So if there's, you know, handicap accessible needs, that can be facilitated as well. And then we will also be right across the street, so we will be aware if there's an issue, and we'll be supporting our neighbors and our police and fire and all city services in making sure that it stays respectful and just nice and family friendly.
Caitlin, do you know what the maximum number of guests that you anticipate at one time?
So it's a 3-bedroom. I would say no more than 2 people per room.
Okay.
So probably about 6 people, not including infants.
Ma'am, can you speak, can you say?
Ma'am, you'd have to come up to the podium. Unless you got any questions. Can you come up?
Ma'am, can
We
you
need to
come
get
up?
you on the record. Thank you.
I'm sorry, can you state your name and address, please?
I'm Rebecca Holland, and we're at 327. We've been there going on 12 years. And as they were mentioning, many of those years were rough, literally, just because we've got one house and we live there. It has been wonderful since Caitlin and John moved in. We had no problems with them whatsoever. But we were kind of concerned from the standpoint of people renting the entire house, and whether you had to literally indicate the maximum number that you as the homeowner were renting to at a time, or whether people could say, we've got a house for the weekend, bring your sleeping bags, and ending up, you know, large numbers. Thank you.
Caitlin Boyke again, 331. So I can't obviously speak to if there's going to be any requirement on the permit. I'm not aware of that, but I think from my perspective on renting the home out, one of the reasons we want to do the short-term rental is because we want to preserve the high-end features of this home. We completely remodeled it, so we don't want lots of people coming in and out. It's supposed to be for a family, ideally, maybe 2 families, maybe multi-generational, but really just, you know, a small amount of people that want to come and enjoy downtown Washington and have a full home at their disposal to do that. So I can definitely say that I would intend to put in my terms for the rental a cap on the number of people. If they break the rules, you know, there's not much I can do about that, but I have a lot less concern about managing a short-term rental than I do a long-term rental, just given the amount of flexibility and leeway people tend to have when they are long-term rentals.
You did a nice job of cleaning the house up. I remember when it was before, and it was pretty atrocious. And so you did a really nice job.
I cannot take full credit. They did clear out a lot of the brush from the front and the back before we purchased the home, but I do remember neighbors telling me that raccoons and possums and everything, and bunnies were just flooding to all of the neighbor yards when they started cutting everything down. It's a lot, yeah. But yeah, we care a lot about the home. We're trying to make it
You can't do that.
really
Ward
just
4.
beautiful, and hopefully anybody that would stay there would see the love that we have for the town and the home that we've put into it. And preserving that and making sure that we have respectful guests is gonna be important to us. And, you know, like I said, you can't really regulate morality, but we can plan as best as we can plan, and we can market as best as we can market. But this is in no way intended to be a party home, it's intended to be a family home.
Thank you.
Thanks, Caitlin.
Thank you.
To allude back what the chief said too, it's not just because it's a short-term rental, it's any house. If you have a noise ordinance issue or a nuisance issue, call the police
Absolutely.
department and we'll take care of that in a regular manner. What is the nuisance? I mean, is there a general decibel level? Is it an after-hours
No.
level? I mean, all that stuff kind of comes into play, right?
It's just if the noise is disturbing the neighborhood, generally, my experience in the past is if they can hear the noise from the property line, it's too loud.
Mhm.
And they'll address it.
how we
They'll
gauge
either
it
have them turn
typically.
it down, or if they gotta make a repeat trip, then they start issuing tickets.
Right. So, not just for short-term rentals, but for everybody in
Exactly.
town, right? So,
Yep.
Other comments or questions, guys? All right, now let's vote.
Need a
I need a motion.
motion to accept.
So moved.
second.
Motion by Bear, second by Patke to accept in the minutes. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, by your vote, it's accepted. All
An
right.
ordinance granting a special use permit to utilize 331 Olive Street as a short-term rental in the city of Washington, Franklin County, Missouri.
What's that?
Who introduced?
Yes.
Who
Okay.
introduced? Holmeyer.
Introduced by Holmeyer. Sorry, guys. Okay. Talked about it a lot. Any other questions or comments? Now let's vote.
An ordinance granting a special use permit to utilize 331 Olive Street as a short-term rental in the city of Washington, Franklin County, Missouri. Bear?
Yes.
Briggs?
Yes.
Coulter?
Yes.
Heidrich?
Aye.
Holtmeyer?
Aye.
Patke?
Yes.
Reed?
Yes.
Wessels?
Aye.
By your vote, motion passes unanimously.
Citizens' comments?
Again, does anyone else in the audience like to come up to the podium and speak? Okay.
Any report of department heads? Ordinances and resolutions. An ordinance authorizing and directing the execution of a residential sale contract and amendment to sale contract by and between the city of Washington, Missouri and Miles Branch.
Holmeyer.
Introduced by Holtmeyer.
This is the 302 Lafayette property that we had listed for quite some time or whatever. It took us a while to get here to go ahead and have this individual to purchase it, but I believe we're ready to move forward. There's a closing date Mark has in there of August the 2nd, I believe.
Yeah.
Were there any contingencies? We talked about so many different things, no?
No, we basically dealt with that in the negotiation of the price.
No questions? Okay. Go ahead, Sherry.
An ordinance authorizing and directing the execution of a residential sale contract and amendment to sale contract and by and between the city of Washington, Missouri and Miles Branch. Bear?
Yes.
Briggs?
Yes.
Coulter?
Yes.
Heidrich?
Aye.
Holtmeyer?
Aye.
Patke?
Yes.
Reed?
Yes.
Wessels?
Aye.
By your vote, ordinance 7A passes.
Mayor's report?
Coffee with the mayor tomorrow, if any of you guys are interested and would like to attend. Coffee's free. 8 a.m., right here. Also, we were talking a little while about having a ribbon cutting at the airport for the new hangars. That's been postponed. We'll have it sometime in May, probably. There's also on May 18th, a dedication and kind of a fly-in at the airport. Pete Kephart has procured a simulator that aspiring pilots can check out on, and it's a great thing. And there'll be a bunch of other airplanes there and aviation people. March 18th, I think it's 9 to 11 in the morning.
Not March.
May, thank you, Jeff. That's all I have.
City Administrator's report?
Just a couple of quick items. First off, we will have a presentation to you with regards to the requests that we've had recently for 2 different neighborhoods for the city to possibly take over private streets. The engineering department has put together some maps and all of the existing streets out there that are private. That includes both that are residential and commercial, because regardless, if you go down one path, you're going to have it for the others as well, is what we would anticipate. And so we wanted to make sure that you're aware of that. But we'll have a presentation that we can go ahead and put together, show you where those, a map where those streets are, how many miles that are there, and then we'll also talk specifically about the 2 neighborhoods that requested that, what you could possibly get based on right-of-way, and then I'll probably have some more input from Mark with regards to zoning codes, because a lot of those, if you do dedicate it right-of-way, will not meet your setbacks of the zoning district that they're in, possibly. And then we'll also have a cost estimate of what it would cost for those 2 individual neighborhoods. So we'll have that for you at your workshop on the first meeting in May. Just want to let you know. And then also, I think Sherry and I talked this afternoon, we may have some training on sunshine law as far as just how that works, you as council members, whatever. I think it's been some time since we've had a refresher course on that, so we may be looking at putting something together for convenient time for all of you to go ahead and take that. That's all I have.
Council comments?
Katie, I appreciated getting these, the data concerning the airport, the number of flights coming in and out. That was interesting. I was surprised at fuel, not being an aviator, I was surprised at how much more jet fuel is sold over the other. Now, is that strictly for jets and the other is strictly for?
Pretty much. There's a airplane there, soon to be 2 airplanes, it's large comparatively. It's a turboprop, but it uses F-gas. And he flies the heck out of it, and that's our largest customer.
Okay, but he uses the regular?
He uses the regular avgas, or he
No,
uses
that's
jet
Jet A.
fuel? He used the jet.
I think he uses the jet fuel.
Yes, that's the
That's what I meant.
All right,
Sorry.
okay.
Thank you. Sorry to confuse
Because
you.
that's quite a bit more.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. But also, when a jet comes in, Mark, it usually comes in from far away and needs more gas to get back home.
Yeah.
So, bring it on. Other comments?
Citizen, or council comment?
If not, then I just need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Patke, second by Briggs. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. We're done.